Good afternoon, Hispanic Studies majors and minors. Carolyn Nadeau, the chair of World Languages, Literatures, and Cultures, and the section coordinator for Hispanic Studies. I'm just going to talk to you briefly about a new curriculum for our majors and the 3 different minor programs before we starting the semester. So I'm going to share my screen with you and then talk you through a couple of important pieces of information. Okay, so first of all, let me clear this out of the way. Here is a kind of a one-page look at our new majors and minors. And so let me say before we take a look at this, I'll tell you about some of the things that haven't changed. We still have a 10 course requirement in the major, and we still have 6 course requirement for our 3 different minors. We also still are maintaining our core classes, the 303, 307, and 308. And I'll talk about those a little bit more in a minute. Some of the big changes, the university requested that we no longer require study abroad. The department strongly recommends study abroad. So in advising, we'll talk about that, but it no longer technically is a requirement. We've also eliminated the 400 level requirement. We used to have 2 400 level requirements, and we've taken those away, kind of based a little bit on some student feedback. Okay, so what's new? After these 3 core courses, and this Spanish 303 focuses on communication and grammar, and that is the core course for this rubric of communities, communication, and language. And then the second core course, 307, is the required one for the rubric of communities and identities. That is reading and writing culture. And then this is a series of communities and identities courses you can choose from. And then the third core requirement, 308, Intro to Lit, is the core course for text and context. And again, we have a series of classes, examples listed here. So basically in the major start with those 3 core classes. And afterwards, the requirement is to take 2 courses in cultures and identities. And again, here's a incomplete, but highlights of some of the classes, and 2 courses in text and context. Again, some of the ideas here. And then greater flexibility for 3 electives of any class you want to take that's above 201. We've also added this year the opportunity to take a literature and culture class that focuses on culture and literature of the Spanish-speaking world. Those are taught in English, and any major can take up to 1 of those as part of their requirement, if they choose to. Okay. Looking over here for the minors, again, we maintain these 3 core classes of the 303, 307, and 308. And then afterwards, 1 course in the text and context, and 1 course in the cultures and identity, and then 1 elective for the traditional Hispanic Studies minor. And then for the minor in nursing and the healthcare professions, a new title for that minor to sort of reach out to our pre-med students as well as our nurses, the 3 core classes, and then 1 course in culture and identity, 1 course in text and context, and then this wonderful medical Spanish class that has the field component at the community healthcare clinic. And then for our minor in business, accounting, finance, entrepreneurship, and marketing, again, the 1 class in the culture identity, 1 in text and context, and then the specialized class of the business Spanish, which also has the field component, working with companies or accounting options here in the community. So I just really wanted to share that with you. And also, let's see, get out of this for a second. And then also direct you to our catalog, the 21-22 IWU catalog. If you go to the back of the catalog to the section on World Languages, Literatures, and Cultures, and kind of scroll down to Hispanic Studies on page 310, it'll give you a detailed outline of those things that I just went over, the new major sequence, and the different minor sequences. And I will say, especially for sophomores and especially juniors and seniors, you do not have to follow this new series. You can if you want to, but we will make sure that courses offered this year will transfer in for the credits you need for the old curriculum that we had up until spring of 2021. So again, this is Carolyn Nadeau. My office is in the CLA. I think you just watched the video on our move from the Buck Building to the CLA. So come by and see me, 332 on the 3rd floor, way in the back. Or you can email me, cnadeau, or call me up, 3332, and we'll make an appointment. Okay, I look forward to seeing you all very soon. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks. Adios.